Hi, everybody. This is the long-awaited Not House podcast number 4. So, Mom and I are here, and I have to be honest.
Drinking this time.
We're drinking, yes. Maybe that'll help.
Drinking this time. Maybe she won't look away so much.
Maybe we're past that. I don't do that anymore.
Okay. Maybe people won't think we're
Maybe I'll
arguing.
smile.
Maybe people won't think we're arguing anymore.
Right.
We really don't argue. We really love each other.
We do. Love each other, and we do argue. So I just want everybody to know that Mom just got back from TNNA.
I did.
On Monday.
I did.
And I really haven't had much time to talk to her. We've exchanged text messages, and I've popped into the shop just to kind of like
tell me what was wrong.
Point and tell her what to do about moving stuff around. And we've talked on the phone briefly a time or two, but this is really, I haven't seen anything she's worked on. She hasn't seen anything I've worked on. Not that I've gotten anything done. So this is much a catch up for the two of us as it is for you guys. So do you want to start with TNNA, Mom?
I will.
And how that was? Well, we should start with why I couldn't go. And you get to do all the fun things.
Right. 14,000 steps.
Yeah, but that's fun things, right? I was in the heat at a fiber festival in Frederick. It was the second annual fiber festival.
So do we want to talk about why you did the fiber festival and I did TNNA? Do we want to talk about that? I think we do.
Sure.
She didn't trust me to set up the booth. She said that I wouldn't have her vision. And that's fine. I got it. She's better at that than I am. So what did that mean?
Well, that's part of the reason. The other part of the reason is that I haven't been around as much, and I'm trying to get you to be the face of the shop and to network with all of the people that we have our orders with and all that. It's more important for you to be there than it was for me to go.
Listen to her.
It's the truth. It's the truth. So anyway, so
do you see that grin when both of the dimples come out? That's
the devil grin.
That is, I caught her.
So anyway, it was a hot weekend at the Fiber Festival. I had some helpers, and thank goodness we had helpers. One of the fun things about the Fiber Festival, I guess probably the most fun thing about the Fiber Festival was we probably had a dozen, maybe a couple dozen people come up and ask when we were going to do our next podcast. So this is why we're doing it on an evening on Thursday. Normally we would do it on the weekend, but I felt like we should. Well, I kind of told everybody I'd try to have it up by Sunday, so we'll see if I can make that happen. But I've got some lacrosse games. But anyway, so I was at the Fiber Festival. Mom went to TNNA, and so there.
All right. I had a great time, by the way. And I got to socialize a little bit with the girls from Miss Pastry Co., which is just always a pleasure. I got to meet the girls from the knitting place in New York, and they were really nice. Of course, I got to see Black Mountain ladies, and I got to see the ladies from I always want to say a salty dog.
Salty sheep, right?
It's a salty sheep,
yeah.
Right. So it was good. One of the things that we're going to bring in for the fall is Shibui, and that is outside of the box, and I struggled with that for 2 days. And I finally said, let's try it.
What do you mean it's out of the box?
Well, it's not a hand-dyed.
Right.
It's a very...
Are you saying it's not a luxury yarn?
Oh, no, I'm not saying that.
Okay, I'm just checking.
I'm not saying that. It's very much a luxury yarn. I got merino silk. I got linen merino silk. I got a cotton. And then I can't tell about it, but I got their new yarn that's coming out in September. So I stepped out.
Is the one that's coming in September, is that a fingering yarn or is that a...
Of course it is.
Right.
Of course it is. Because...
I don't know. I thought it could be, a sweater yarn. I thought it could be a DK.
Still sweater yarn.
Right. Okay.
It's definitely not shawl. Well, it could be shawl yarn. But it's a...
So what's the content of the new one that's coming out? People might know about the Shibui.
100% merino.
Okay.
It's a single ply. Very nice.
I thought you didn't get the single ply that Melissa and Lisa were trying to talk you into.
I went back on Sunday.
No, you didn't tell me you were going to do that.
I did it anyway.
So how many yarns are we going to have for Shibui?
4.
Okay.
Go big or go, not go at all, right?
Right. No, it's go big or go home.
Well, all right. So I was close.
You were close.
They have great pattern support. The samples were fabulous. We will have a trunk show with it when we launch it.
And when is that supposed to be?
When we can get a trunk show. I don't have a date.
Oh, they didn't give you weren't able to sign up for one.
I said I wanted to launch. I'm sure they'll find me a trunk show.
Oh yeah, because they can't take your order. They don't get our money until
they don't get our
until
money
they give
until
us a trunk show.
That's
okay.
exactly right.
Okay.
You brought me up well. Isn't that the way I'm supposed to do it?
I don't know. I don't know why I keep getting this Comcast Wi-Fi.
So I was excited about that. It's a little different.
Well, that's good. We need something different.
And I got the 4 most popular of their bases, and I feel good about it.
And how many colorways?
Well, they're not like hand-dyes. They don't
Did you just get all of them?
I did not get all of them.
Okay.
I did not get all of them, but I got like 12, 14. I did their basic colors, which are pretty basic, which is going to be different for us. But I got a chartreuse to go with the palette.
I know, you said that.
It's without it, it was dead.
So what was your favorite thing
About TNNA?
about TNNA? Did you go to the fashion show?
I did. And Kristen.
I don't know. Kristen.
Metapaluna. That's what I call her.
Metapaluna.
On Instagram.
Oh, Media Piranha?
Right. You knew what I meant.
Yeah.
She had a sweater.
That was in the fashion show?
That was in the fashion
Oh, so
show.
that was from Shalimar. That was she was in Shalimar's yarn.
It was. And it was very nice.
I think I saw some pictures of that.
The fashion show leaves a lot to be desired.
Yeah.
It's kind of trendy stuff, and you've got to be that big to wear it, and not my taste.
All right. So what was your favorite thing?
I
know what you're gonna say.
Can I really say what my favorite thing was? North Market.
Oh, this isn't what I thought you were gonna say.
North Market, which is right by the convention center, which is a big marketplace under a roof, has a bakery. And
you didn't tell me anything about this.
I know, I didn't. So they had the old-fashioned elephant ears, like what I used to get when I was a little girl.
Okay.
And they had tiramisu eclairs.
Okay.
Fabulous.
Did you go over there for breakfast? Did you?
No, this was at lunch.
Okay.
And I was late meeting Danielle.
It's a good thing you were doing all that walking. Oh, that's why you were late meeting Danielle from Fiberspace.
Danielle from Fiberspace. She's texting Heather, where in the hell is she? Where in the hell is she? And I show up, and I said, just give me a minute. And I opened up the box.
She said you revealed yourself. Did you share?
I did.
Well, she didn't tell me what you shared. I told her that you were pretty good at revealing yourself, that you would unload my dishwasher usually when,
Yes.
Yeah.
So she said that it was fine, even though I was late.
So that was your favorite thing?
That was my favorite thing, I think.
Okay. I thought it was going to be, knitting with the Space Tricot girls.
Well, now that was pretty special. I gotta say, we had a good time. We had a good time sharing. The girls from the knitting place was with us that time. Dina and Pam, I think that's correct. And it was just a good time of sharing. What do you do? What do you do with the people on the couch? What do you do with
people that come in and need help?
Right.
Yeah.
And apparently I sounded a little hard. I really am not. You tell me I'm way too easy.
No, you have a hard time telling people no. So what are we going to start off with? Do we want to start off with the trunk show that we have in the shop? Do we want to start off with what we're wearing? I don't have a plan.
All right, I have a plan.
Good.
Let's start off with the trunk show. I got to talk with the girls from Pom Pom, and we had been down for the Interpretation 4 trunk show, and I didn't get to bring it home because we left early on Monday instead of late on Monday. But they mailed it to me, and we've got it. So, you want to do a...
So there's some, yeah, so I'll try to pan around here. Hopefully I can get this. We've got some sweaters behind Mom and I, but I'll just go with some things and then we'll point them out. I'm kind of going slow. You can't see the pretty pink and, oh, there you can. You can see the sleeve of that. And then we have another cowl. And this, I kind of love that. I don't know what that's called. I'll have to look at it in the book, but I think that's kind of fun. I would have put that one on and worn it, but it didn't really go with my navy. And then there's the sample that I have on, and the sample that Mom has on. She's being bold with her chartreuse, or green. It's yellow. Is it yellow or is it green?
It's green.
It's green. You wouldn't do yellow.
I would not do yellow.
So yeah, it's the Interpretations Volume 4, which is, you guys all know.
The sweater on the front is so cute. The one that we have is not my size, but
or you would model it,
or I would model it, but it is so cute.
Can you go turn your phone off?
I wonder if it's Lucas.
It could be Lucas. So while she's taking care of the phone, I'll just go through a couple of the things. So yeah, the sweater on the front is Vera's sweater, which of course she's wearing it. And then let's see what else. We have Gather. Oops, get it in so we can see. Is that the Gather? No, that's the fast forward tunic. I'm sorry, we have the fast forward tunic.
No, you don't need to. No, you do not need to.
Let me just flip through here real quick.
Sorry, I tried to catch you.
Somebody left their credit card today at the shop, and that's who's calling. So I'm glad that they called and she actually answered, because I know how it is when you lose your credit card. So let's see. So and then there's the Radiate sweater, which is Hohi's. So there's some sweaters in this. There's some shawls. There's the Magic shawl that I like.
Okay, sounds good.
Whoops, let me get it in. There it is.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
So there's some good pieces. There's some pieces to take you to fall. There's this Fragile sweater is actually done in fingering weight yarn, and it's actually really pretty. It would be a great summer sweater. Man, when am I going to learn how to do the book? There we go. We'll show that in a minute. I think that's a nice sweater for summer. And then what I'm wearing is the Flyaway Twist. And the Flyaway Twist is actually got some brioche stitches in it. And oh, Mom, did you know that this uses kettle yarn? I don't think it's exactly the same base though. So that's kind of fun. And then the hidden cowl that's also Hohi's. That one's good too.
I'm sorry, what'd you ask me?
So I just didn't know that this is done in kettle yarn.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
But not.
Maybe we should pay more attention to the yarns that are in our books.
This isn't what we're getting in though.
No, because this is 100% BFL, and we're getting in the BFL and silk.
Yeah.
So you're gonna get that while we're talking about it. Totally, this is not rehearsed, and you can tell we're just going with it today. So. Oh, and wait a minute, before you do that, so the side by side is what you have on.
Is what I have on.
And that's Vera's.
And it is done in.
You said that one's done in
Tosh Light.
Tosh Light, okay.
So
Interpretations 4 book.
This is The Royal Mile by Justine.
Mm-hmm. I think so.
I think it is. And it is done in kettle in the BFL and silk that we should get in the end of the month.
Have you heard? Have you heard from her?
I have not.
Maybe we should send her a note.
No.
No, you don't want a bugger.
I don't want a bugger.
Okay.
But it is you can't see, but it has a luster that is.
Like with anything that has silk in it, it's got just a little bit of that shine to it.
And I was a little worried that with 45% silk that it would be limp, but it is not. The stitch definition in it is absolutely fabulous.
Here, so let's take this off and put it on you for a minute.
It's really not my color.
What, the pink? The green isn't either.
Oh, okay.
Or were you talking about the green?
No, the pink. So at TNNA on Sunday, I didn't even have a shawl on. What a rookie mistake that was.
Well, you shouldn't really be a rookie anymore, Mom.
I know.
Anyway, it's pretty. It's pretty in this light.
I love it.
And that's the Royal Mile.
And that's the Royal Mile.
Okay. All right. You going to leave that one on, or are you going to
I'm
put this
going to
one
leave
back
this
on?
on.
You're going to leave this on. Okay.
Yeah, I think I will.
All right. So this one, what did I say this one was?
Side by side.
Now is this brioche too? No, there's no brioche in this.
No brioche in that.
Look at you. Look at that pretty green. I wonder if we have this green. Oh, something tells me we don't have this green. Dang it. Anyway, it's pretty.
Let me say, I ordered 60 colors of Tosh Light
Oh, and when you were there,
when I was there.
how many does she have?
God, I don't know. And I got all the new colors.
Okay.
Now, you know, you can find Tosh other places, but not all the new colors.
Anyway, so I think that's pretty though,
Very wearable.
especially because it's green.
Especially.
So, is there any other pieces, Mom, that you want to actually showcase, or?
Yes.
Okay. Because I kind of did a quick view, but you just gonna hold it in your
I'm just
lap?
going to hold it in my lap. I think this one is just cute as it can be.
That's the pink. That's the one that's Hohi's, right?
I believe it is, yes.
No, this is Vera's.
This is Vera's too?
Wait a minute. Is that the right one? No, that's not the right one. Hang on a minute.
No, this is Hohi's.
You're right.
It's right there.
Well, you know, they modeled their different patterns too. They don't always model the right one.
That's not it.
That's not it. I know it's not it. That's Fast Forward that's behind me.
Yes.
Do 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 do.
She's slow.
Do,
She said I'm slow. She's slow.
It's Direction. It's Direction by Hobie. Yep. So
And
what
the
yarn did she
reason-
use for this one? Let me look at it and see.
Well, it's right here.
Because it's labeled.
It is uncommon thread.
Is that just a regular merino, or is it a blend?
Every day, I believe it's merino.
Okay.
But the construction of it's a little different. This is sideways, so you do the center panel and then you pick up the stitches and go the other way. So cute, cute, cute.
And you know, that's one that will take you to, you know, late summer, early fall too, because it's lightweight.
It is lightweight.
Yeah.
It is lightweight.
And then while you're up, will you grab the fun shawl right there that's got all the
This
bright
one?
colors? Yeah.
Okay.
Color spell. Yeah. Well, I wanted you to have it on the hanger, but you took it off. Well, I mean, you just hold it like that. It's kind of hard to see. Anyway, I love how the little drape is, if she puts it on right, it'll do
Tassels.
it. Not just the tassels, but it's just the way that
It twirls.
the increases are, I guess, fast enough that it makes it do that twist.
Mm-hmm.
See, now that looks cute on you too.
Thanks.
You gonna wear that one now?
I'll wear this one now.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so anyway, if you're local and you can come by, we have the trunk show. How long do we have the trunk show for?
We have it till the 1st of July.
A couple weeks then,
Couple weeks.
if I get this edited in time.
Well, yes.
Okay.
So it has to go back because they have their 5th anniversary.
Oh.
And there's a party.
And there's a party, so it's got to be back for the party.
It does.
Okay.
It's a big deal.
All right. Well, thank you, Pom Pom Girls, for
Thank you.
letting us have it and mailing it to us right away. So that's just a big help for the shop. So again, if you can come in and look at them, we've got the samples in, and some of them you can try on and see if we could got some yarns that you can swap out and mix and match. So
All right.
okay, so what's your
All
next
right.
plan?
So my next plan is finished objects, which are few.
Really?
Well, I kind of feel like they're few. Since the last time, it's been 3 weeks.
I know, it's been a long time.
I have a baby dress that is almost finished. I don't know if I'll get to show it. I probably will show it to you next time. It's not here.
Oh, okay.
So this is out of Tosh Light, and it is Endless Summer Sun-Kissed by Veronica, Yoth Yarns.
Yep, this was a pattern she did, what, 2 summers ago?
Last summer.
Can I see that again?
Yes, I believe it was last summer.
Alright, so I want you guys to see this up close.
She was here when she did part of it.
So, Veronica used a variegated, a neutral, speckled, not a variegated, I'm sorry, a neutral speckle, with, of course, a kind of mustard color that'll, go with a lot of things for a neutral kind of shawl. And I fussed at Mom because I told her that I think this would have looked better if she'd have done it in a speckled. Are you going to put that one on, or are you just going to flop it down the table?
All right, I'll put it on.
All right, off
I don't know
you go.
why she's not putting all these on.
Because you've got black on, and it all goes well with black. Here, I'll do it.
So I've got to tell you.
So I fussed at her. I said, I got to say, I think it would look better if you did it like Veronica did it. And she said, go ahead.
No, you're telling the story.
Anyway, so she said, well, nobody had, because she ordered the speckled yarn, or she ordered the yarn for the sample online from, where'd you get it, Jimmy Bean's Wool?
I think I got it.
Yeah. So anyway, so she got it from there to do the sample, and they didn't have the variegateds that we had on order. The speckled. Sorry.
Because what happens is Jimmy Bean and Webb's, and they get the older colors, and I had ordered all the new colors.
Right.
And of course I wasn't going to do it in a color we didn't have.
See, that looks really good with what you have on, though.
Thank you.
That's the thing about black.
It is. It's good.
Not so much about navy. You can wear yellow and
Green
orange.
and orange.
Okay.
So I will say that this is probably one of my fastest knits. A week. Only a week. Bonita does a sweater in a week, but
Right. I was going to say, was it a whole week?
Close. Yeah, it was right at a week.
Well, you guys know I haven't finished anything. So I don't have any finished objects to talk about. I can only talk about, that's the only thing you finished in 3 weeks?
I'm pretty far in the sweater.
Okay, so should we go ahead and talk about what we're working on then?
Let's do.
Okay.
So last time I talked about working on the So Faded, and I was not very far. So, here we go.
Ta-da! Oh, that's pretty, Mom. Can you guys see? Oh, yeah, the color looks pretty true. Move it this way, Mom. No, you're not closer. There. Yeah, the color looks pretty true. I mean, of course, it's prettier in person. Are you happy with how it's faded?
I'm very happy with how it's faded. And I tried it on, and it fits.
And it fits?
I am ready to start the ribbing at the bottom, and then all I have to do is the sleeves. I'm a little worried about if I have enough yarn, but I've decided that I will use more purple if it need be, if I have enough purple. Of course, I will say, that's not a problem. I will say that I have more of each of those ordered, because I've had a lot of people say, do you have those colors? No, they're ordered.
Did you show it off to anybody at TNNA?
I did.
Yeah. Did everybody like it?
What yarn is this?
Yeah, what yarn is this?
Western
It's
Sky.
all Western Sky, isn't it?
No. The top was out of my stash.
And you're not sure what it was.
I think it's black trillium.
Well, you'd think you'd be able to tell with the lilt sock.
I am able to tell. And
Oh, so that's
reason.
why you think it's black trillium.
I had
Okay.
thought originally it was candelabra from Shalimar, is what I originally thought it was. But after working in it, it's lilt.
Okay.
So it'll even up and be a lot nicer after I block it. So I'm really pleased with it. And everybody loved it. Everybody loved Western Sky. Nobody knew about Western Sky.
Well, they wouldn't at TNNA. I mean, you don't see Western Sky unless you go to the shows, Stitches West,
Right. So
things
I was
like that. Or unless you're really up on your hand dyeds, and then you probably follow Kim.
Nobody knew Western Sky. They'll follow her now.
Yeah. So what else is down there that you're working on?
All right, so I have the baby dress that is almost finished. I've got about 15 rows left. For some reason, I can't concentrate.
Oh, you started this.
So, I've been on an Andrea Mallory kick.
It's hard not to be. I mean, she's hot right now.
She is hot, and she's doing a lot of fun stuff.
So I'm just curious, did you see any Find Your Fades at TNNA?
I did not.
Really?
No.
That strikes me as a little surprising.
TNNA is not a fashion show
Yeah.
for shop owners.
Well, Melissa and Lisa always have, they always have recent fun stuff on.
They do, but it's, in general, it is not a fashion show for shop owners.
For those of you that don't know who we're talking about when we're talking about Space Tree Coat and Melissa and Lisa, they are the owners of a fabulous shop and online shop in Montreal, Canada. And I visited Montreal before I even had an inkling about opening a yarn shop. And that's when they had the really small space. And I met Melissa. She probably doesn't remember meeting me back then. And that was one of the first times I actually saw hand-dyed yarns. And I followed them. I got on their
Sweet Georgia that trip.
I think I bought a lot of stuff that trip. I was introduced to Sweet Georgia. I couldn't decide on my colors, and then I came back and ordered. But anyway, I got on their newsletter and just love everything that they do, everything that they stand for. They're a class act. So when we're talking about Melissa and Lisa from Miss Space Tree Coat, it's a shop in Montreal. Okay, well, I'm a Space Tree Coat.
Right. And even that's backed. But
so anyway, you might want to go check them out. They're on Instagram as a Space Tree Coat, and I can't do the O part. And they're on Facebook and probably at spacetreecoat.com. So
they are.
So anyway, I just wanted to. We assume that everybody kind of knows who we're talking about, and I know some of our fans do. Some of our regulars that are in the shop know who they are.
Because we just think they're back.
Yeah. So anyway.
All right.
So we didn't see any Find Your Fades.
I did not.
Okay. Interesting.
So I am doing the Free Your Fade by Andrea Mallory.
Which is, I don't know, I haven't looked to see if it's number one, but I'm sure it's like...
No, I think Find Your Fade is still higher.
Higher than on Ravelry.
So I've barely gotten started.
And that's green.
Look at what color it is.
It's green.
So.
But she's got some purple in here to make up for the green. Ooh, that's pretty.
That's my middle color.
Let's see, you can't really see. It's got a little bit of that. You can see it there. It looks a little brown here. It's really richer and a little more purple.
And then that's, so the three colors.
Ooh, we have a naked mannequin.
I just took it off.
See how my eye does? That was the first thing I saw was the naked mannequin.
So that's my three.
So tell me how the colors go in the pattern.
It's going to be the green.
That's the first part.
That's the first part, which is the smallest section,
mm-hmm.
of course.
Oh, that's why you were able to do the green.
And then this is the middle, and that is the end.
So you should whip that out in no time.
I'm working on my sweater.
But you're almost done. We have the sleeves to do.
You gotta do the sleeves.
You gotta do the sleeves.
But it's...
So
now,
is there anything going on in this pattern?
It's garter, and then there's eyelet rows, and I gotta tell you, I've been bad in that it calls for 1 yarn over, and then it calls for 3 yarn overs. And you knit
3?
Yeah. And I didn't do that. This is in Farmer's Daughter, and I am on a size probably 4 needle, if I were to guess. I think it's a 4. She calls for a 5. And I just was afraid it would be too messy.
You mean too loose?
Uh-huh. So I'm just doing a regular eyelet row.
So you're doing double yarn overs?
No.
No.
Single.
You're doing singles.
I am.
Hmm.
I am. So I have not worked on this because I took my sweater with me because it was I'm just doing stockinette. So I knew it would be easy and I wouldn't have to think.
Paying attention, yeah.
So, but this is next. All right. So let's.
Oh, because I am working on something.
You are working on something.
Well, I call myself working on it. I don't know if I'm working on it. So, as you guys may know, I'm working on. I don't know if I've shown this or not. I've shown pictures of it on Instagram. I'm working on the Hohe Starting Point mystery cowl or mystery wrap.
And it is no longer a mystery.
It's no longer a mystery because not everybody else. So a lot of people are finished.
Including, let me say, CPA Dawn.
Oh yeah, shop. She showed it to me today. I
would
would have worn it, but she didn't have all of her ends done in. I fussed at her about that because I try to get all my ends in as I go. Yeah, we were racing, and that's backwards. We were racing, but this is done in Duck Duck Wool, Silky Singleton, and you know, I'm always fascinated by how hand dyers all have their own fashion sense. They have their own color sense, and I got to say that Sandra with Duck Duck, she really
she does a nice job.
She does a nice job. So the colors I'm using, maybe I did this. Maybe I showed this before. I don't know. I don't remember. So I'm using a navy, and then a really light gray. Wait a minute, I don't have that. So the really light gray. What is this one called? Down Feather, I think. We have some of her colors memorized. And then
looks like Peter's Shadow.
Yeah, a medium gray. What is this? Scotch Guard?
I think
it's Scotch Guard. And then I forget what this one's called too, but this is a really, really, really pretty blue. That's my speckled. So I have finished clue 2. I am on clue 3.
On both of them or just one?
Both of them. I'm making myself do both of them because if I didn't, it would never get done. Never.
Right.
And, you know, I saw some pictures. I think it was when we were at the Fiber Festival. Jerry and I were looking at the pictures. And I wish I hadn't looked at them because it's so huge. All I can think of is now I'm never going to get finished. I'm never going to finish. But I have lacrosse this weekend. But it's not like I don't have...
on all weekend.
Yeah, I am. So, so maybe I'll get some done. I heard that, 4 isn't as long? Clue 4 isn't as long as 3.
I don't know. I'm not doing
I think that's what Dawn said.
You decided to do it instead of me.
I know. I don't know what I was thinking. I keep thinking about, you know, I could have a sweater done. I could have anything done. But it is a very pretty wrap. I will say that I saw a couple on Instagram that are really pretty. So that's what I'm working on. I took this to Maui. Did most of it, what I've got done on the plane. And then I'm also working on that baby blanket for Sarah.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Right, I'm working on the baby blanket for Sarah, who's already had the baby, and I'm already behind. She asked me what she was going to put the baby in for pictures. I told her that she could use one of the many other baby blankets that she has that Mom knit for her.
I did.
So,
you know, the second baby never gets as much.
So, let me see if I can pull the pattern out here. You show that.
Okay. So
we decided on the pink yarn. If you guys don't remember, I was looking at the pink yarn, I was looking at some lavender yarn, and
she started in the center.
Consensus was pink.
And now she's in the round.
And I'm using Swift. Isn't that pretty speckled? Little pink, little orange, little purple. And then I'm using Western Sky with it. So you start off holding the two together in the middle. You always hold 2 strands. And then you switch and you hold these 2, and that's the part I'm doing now.
And you just
can barely tell.
You can't tell.
You gotta pull it up.
You can't tell it.
You can too tell, Mom. You can tell it fades just a little bit. So I need to do a little bit more on this to where you could actually see what's going on, but
And then you'll hold both of these together.
Then you hold both of these together and for the edging too. So, but that's kind of like, I don't, I had gotten the pattern down where I wasn't even having to pay attention to it, and now I've forgotten it, and I hate it when that happens.
I have a baby blanket started for her too.
You're further than this though.
I am.
So anyway, so that's what I'm working on. Just those two things. I'm making myself do the Hohi mystery wrap.
Okay.
So we'll see how far I get on it this weekend.
Okay.
So maybe I should set a goal to maybe get through clue 3.
Maybe.
So I know how long it takes to get through a clue because of the airplane ride. It takes really about 6 hours for me to do both of them.
And it's a good thing you're not the slowest knitter on the planet.
Well, when I get going and I sit down, I can knit pretty fast. I don't knit continental, but... And then there's Mom that just... She's just so... the same.
You notice who's got the most done though.
Nope. I know. We know. We all know now, Mom.
Everybody says, well, you're not a slow knitter. And I say, yes, I am. I'm the slowest knitter.
Depends on how if you count stitches per minute or you count inches per day. That's how you measure whether you're the slowest knitter on the planet or not. So.
Okay.
So, one of the things I wanted to mention, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I did a little video of the shop. I walked through the shop. I started outside. I don't know if I'm going to put that in the beginning or if I'll put it at the end or if I'm going to cut this section out that I'm talking about right now. But
if we can't get it in.
If I can't get it in, I got to figure it out how to do it. So I kind of did a little, I don't know, I think it was 6 minutes or something like that video, and I'll try to feed that in. So I just kind of went around the shop, and a lot of people ask us about the building because it's a really pretty building. And so I showed some of the architecture and some of the things there. And then I mentioned the toilet bowl yarn. I did. You know what, Mom? I thought it was podcast worthy. So wait a minute. No, so today I pop in. I had taken Tuxedo, my dog, to the groomer that's across the street, and I pop in and I see this yarn in the back hallway hanging over some extra fixtures. So I said, what is with this yarn hanging over the fixtures in the back hallway? And Mom says,
yesterday I come in and the people in the office behind us, because there's another office behind us, he calls me and he goes, are you here? And I said, yes, I'm here. What's wrong? He said, well, come back here. So I go through the bathroom because we have a shared bathroom.
That's the secret door that I mentioned in the video if I get it in there.
Oh my God. So it looks as if one of our totes that we have several, that's the only backstock we have.
Storage in the bathroom.
Has fallen down. There's yarn in the garbage. There's But
the garbage isn't really garbage. I mean, so I have to say this. I mean, Mom cleans this place, and it's not garbage. But anyway.
There's yarn in the little garbage can that holds the toilet bowl brush. There's yarn in the toilet.
And he just left it in the toilet, sitting there?
Well, truth be known about it, I think it just happened. Now, he tried to tell me that somebody had come in and sabotaged the yarn. I don't think that's what happened, but I don't know.
You said you think somebody was kind of like
holding on,
trying to get their pallets or something in the bathroom.
Because it wasn't that way when I left at 10 o'clock.
And it's not like it's like overflowing and it's not neatly stacked. There's no reason it would have fallen over.
Yeah, somebody had to have done something for it to fall over. So there ended up being 4 skeins
of Tosh lights.
Of Tosh light. I'm not going to sell it. I promise.
She goes, I think it'll be good. I can make samples.
What are you going to do with it? At first I thought I would just throw it away and not tell, right?
But no, I mean, seriously, there's nothing wrong with the yarn.
No.
It's clean.
It was a clean toilet, you know? So, that's the toilet yarn. I'm not going to say what color it is so you won't know the samples that are done in it.
Oh no, we're going to know. We're going to know.
So anyhow, that's the toilet yarn.
Yeah. So anyway, so if I get that part of the podcast in, and then we'll know what the, because I mentioned that, and here's the toilet yarn. So.
What else do you do with it? And I also wanted to thank all of our regulars. They helped you after the Fiber Festival.
Oh, after the Fiber Festival, yes. Oh my gosh, it was Laura, it was Dawn, it was Ann, Carol, Helene,
Ann's husband Jim.
Ann's husband Jim took all the stuff up to the attic.
And it's placed very nicely out of the way. I was afraid when I went up there, because it's very narrow stairway, and I just sit it right there if it were me.
No, I asked him to put it up out of the way.
He did.
No, we have a great support group. I mean, our regulars, we couldn't do it. Mom was, when she was talking to the, our friends at TNNA, and people say, I can't believe it's just you and Heather, and it's really not just me and Mom. I mean, we have a lot of
don't have
help.
Paid minions. Like they have paid minions, right?
Well,
so,
we've got Betsy, but you can't call her a minion.
Right. It's only Betsy. But whenever there's anything to be done.
Yeah, if there's an event and we need help, everybody pitches in, and we really appreciate that.
We do.
Yeah. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you for everybody. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they did that so that when I got back on Monday, I didn't have to come in and do anything.
Right.
It was all done.
Right.
So thank you very much.
Let's see, what else? I'm trying to think. So
I will say this.
What?
I do have a new hand dyed coming in from Canada. But I can't talk about it till we get it.
Oh, is that the one you got at TNNA? You told me about?
I did.
Okay. So you just tease everybody. Well, we've already talked about Kettle. That's gonna. Yeah.
Fabulous.
Yeah. And
we have another one that's coming in.
Yep. We're not going to talk about that yet.
Not till we get it.
Okay. No, what I was going to say is I was going to talk about subscriptions. So,
please.
There's a little icon in the podcast, okay? And I can't do it right this minute because we're videoing, but there's this little icon that is a little lady head. And if you click on that little lady head, it takes you to the subscription page. And people said to me at the Fiber Festival, well, what's the big deal about subscribing? And I said, well, you automatically know when we have a podcast. And what it does is it actually validates us on YouTube with the number of subscriptions that we have, and it recommends our podcast to people who view similar type things. So, the more viewers that we get, it's just puts the Knot House out there and gives us the opportunity to provide more fabulous things for our customers. So please subscribe.
We also have an online store.
We do. And
one of the ways that it gets out there that we have an online store is by more people subscribing and more people knowing that we have an online store.
Right. And we're going to keep doing the podcast. I'm sorry that we had to go as long as we did.
Heather was gone all last week.
Yeah, it was tough.
We're going to try and do it every 2 weeks. But you have to understand, she has a full-time job, a real job, because, of course, mine's not
Yours
real.
is a real job, too, Mom.
But it limits sometimes that we have not seen each
other.
And,
she's not chomping at the bit to, take up the editing of the podcast. So
she's got to do something, right?
So
besides
anyway,
swirling here.
Anyway, so we're going to keep up the podcast.
And move everything around.
The
what she's known for.
Feedback that we've gotten has been really positive, and thank you for giving us that feedback. And we're going to keep doing it as long as we feel like there's an interest.
We also are going to try to get it on iTunes.
Now, I don't know about that.
We're going to figure it out.
I'm going to put you in charge of that.
Jocelyn, we're going to figure it out. So for the people that walk their dogs and listen to podcasts.
Okay, I know why it's used.
We just have to figure it out.
So we'll just add that to my list of things to do. So anyway, so please subscribe, and I'm trying to think of what else we need to cover. Thank you for watching.
Today was a little more relaxed. I think I like it better with a drink, Heather.
Well, I haven't even drank that much. I still have this much more.
I love my second.
What? All right, guys. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Hopefully, I'll have some more progress on something done. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
So here we are as we come in the front door. This is the front table here that I really need to redo that display because that's not working for me. And then this is the hallway area. And then this is the front room as you walk in. These are pocket doors here. And as you see, we've got the Pom Pom Interpretations 4 trunk show set up. I'm going to try to get out of the sunlight so you can see these a little bit better. And we'll talk about these. Pan back around. So this is the pretty mantle. Back in the back. Turn the light off so it might, oh, that's not going to work better. And then over here is our couch where everybody sits. The one blue chair. Got a great window with the light. And that's our farmer's daughter wall. And this is the Shalimar wall. Looks like I need to reorder those colors in a different order, but I didn't have time to do that before we got started. There's Mom's fade, find her fade. Over here we've got the Julie Osselin wall, Julie Osselin. Then we have the Magpie wall. And then down in the cubbies there, we have miscellaneous DK weight yarn. Looks like we have some lakes. We have Western Sky. We've got some Cush, Shalimar. We've got Magpie's new yarn. The Soltis. This is our Shepherd's wool wall. Back up a little bit. These are the built-ins. Those are the built-ins that I really, really loved when we first looked at the space. That made me decide that this would be a perfect place for a yarn shop. Oh, there's Mom. Here's Mom's little spot behind the counter. Try to turn the light off again to see if that helps.
Hi guys.
Do you have our drinks ready, Mom?
Almost.
Okay.
That's what I do best.
Okay. All right, so here is the Madeline Tosh wall now. Brand new to the Knot House. This is the Tosh Light. And I think we have 38, 39 colors. Something like that. And over here we have Swift. Get her little sign up there. Yep, there's Swift yarns. And then we have Duck Duck. Duck Duck Silky Singleton, which has probably been the hottest item in the shop for probably the past 3 weeks. I think we're getting more of that in. See if the light carries over. And this is our Black Trillium wall, which is the Lilt Sock, which is a mulberry and merino fingering yarn. And then we have more fingering yarn, Western Sky, which is a little skimpy and needs to be filled in. That top row should be on the bottom. But again, I haven't been here.
Don't forget spin cycle.
Oh, spin cycle. Okay, well I've got to get down that low, Mom. So then this is some
Spun right around.
spun right round, and then we have the Fiber Company, Cumbria, fingering, and worsted. And then this is the spin cycle. Then we have all the spin cycle colors. Did you get more colors, Mom, at TNNA?
I got the new color, rainbow.
And then you walk through this pocket door. This is the hallway. Back to the front door. You can see right there. So this is all of the Tosh vintage that we got in.
2 colors in that.
Yeah, Mom says we got 32 colors of Tosh vintage. Here closer. And then this is the Malabrigo, Rasta, Rios. Got a bunch of colors of that. That's carrots down at the bottom along with apple. I love that apple green color. And then some dragonfly there on the end. And this is the door. That's the back door. Another famous blue chair that sometimes the gentlemen like to sit in back here in the corner. This is the sail cubby here. I think we need a sign a little smaller. I don't think it needs to be that big, Mom.
I think it needs to be that big.
So, and then go through this hallway back here. This is just some leftover stuff. This is the toilet yarn, which we can talk about. It's a funny story. It's drying. But you can see all these windows here at the back of this old house, and these windows, that's our classroom right there. They give us all the great light that we have in the shop that everybody loves. Okay. Coming back in, blinded by the light. And so just real quick, this is the classroom. Table my husband made. He cut the bottoms of the legs off because he didn't measure it correctly. This is our little winding station here in the corner. There's our calendar of what's going on. Secret passageway door. And then that's where the big flat screen TV is gonna go. And then, ta-da, there's our setup. All right, guys, thanks for looking at the shop.